Have you ever been in an argument about nuclear power? We have, and we found it frustrating and confusing, so let's try and get to grips with this topic.
Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Tang Yang and I am the governor of M State. Today is Government Open Day. The topic we want to discuss this week is about the nuclear power station. So we are very fortunate to invite the two famous distinguished guests to our program. The gentleman sits on my right is a well-known nuclear scientist, Mr. Hefu. And the gentleman sits opposite of me is the chairperson of the Green Earth General Organization, Mr. Carl. So, obviously, today I will have a live interview with those two representatives of diverse options on whether we should build a nuclear power station on the largest city, K-City, in our state. Before that starts, I will make a brief introductions on the present situation in our M state, and you can make an analysis after that. Mr. Carl and Hefu, are you ready for that?
Yes, we will.
Because recent years, the economic in M states has achieved a rapid development, and the quality of life has further increasing. However, accompanied by the social development, the electronic consumption is growing as well. Last month, the administration of the power supply claimed that the electricity is in short supply in our state. The power requirements and the shortage are really outstanding and stable in our state. So how to solve these serious issues? I have made a blueprint. I want the government to invest the $780 million to invest a brand new first generation nuclear power station to remedy the conventional fossil energy station and the clean energy station. The constructed station I want to choose is the largest popular development seaside city, K-City. So, after listening to the government report, I think you can have a similar and discuss with each other the advantages and shortcomings of building a nuclear power station in K-cities. I will also do the record while you have discussing. So let's start. Mr. Carl is the first.
Thank you, our government. Well, the government said we are dividing times about that. We are Thank you, governors. Like you said, we'll invest big money on build a new nuclear power station, and it's around 800 million. And I think it's too big money for invest on a nuclear station. So why don't we invest that money on education and healthy industry? I think it's much worse than invest money on nuclear station. For now, we could invest money on another side because I think it costs too much money on build a new nuclear station.
Well, I do agree that the cost of setup cost for nuclear power plants is relatively high, but the running cost is, on the other hand, low because the cost of uranium, the fuel in generating electricity in the nuclear station is low. In fact, nuclear energy is more reliable, powerful, and efficient than other alternative energy sources. Nuclear reaction releases a million times more energy than traditional sources, and the life of a nuclear reactor can be up to 60 years, working 24/7. So all this information combined, the cost of producing electricity is really low. It's so low that the local electricity price could drop after the construction of the plants. So on the long term, the nuclear power plants will be good for our local economy.
Yeah, like you said, for a long time it's good for our economics. But then one probably need to be considered about the environmental effects from the nuclear stations. Like the nuclear station generates electricity. Meantime, it generates some nuclear waste, which is not good for our human health and the bad for our environment. So how can we avoid these issues?
Well, the safety of operation is, especially the waste management, is prime concern in any nuclear plants. And with all the new technology and the operating procedures applied in this plant, we are very confident that all the radiological effects on people of any radioactive releases can be avoided. On the other hand, the nuclear power plants could actually be beneficial for our environment. First of all, a nuclear plant has lower greenhouse gas emissions, such as carbon dioxide, unlike other conventional energy sources like coals. Also, it has low fuel costs. The nuclear reactor requires only a little amount of uranium to produce energy continuously, and it is widely available, has huge reserves, and is expected to last for another 100 years. So essentially, it could help to reduce excessive exploitation of natural resources, again, such as coals. So in conclusion, nuclear plants can be environmental friendly.
Yeah, like you say, it can be environmental friendly. If new technology will be applied in the nuclear station, but some accident we say it's happened before. It's a good example for ours to learn more that for like the Chernobyl is happened around in 1986. It's cost $1 billion and takes humans' life. Huge number means humans' life. So, do you concern about the problem about the accident about the nuclear station?
Well, the accident you mentioned, such as Chernobyl, is a horrible accident. But I must point out that the technologies and the operating system used in Chernobyl is very dated and primitive compared to the new technology we use in our modern plants. Like I said before, the safety is the number one concern, and over the years, these accidents have led to progressive improvements in new designs and upgrading of existing plants to make nuclear plants safer. So far, it's been very successful in the industry to avoid such accidents. And in fact, there have been only 3 major accidents over 60 years in the nuclear power operation in 33 countries. So like this, as you can see, it's very rare to have any accidents. The risk is very low. So I believe the nuclear power station is the safest means of generating electricity.
Yeah, thank you for your explanation. I will keep my position about the upside of the nuclear station. Thank you for it.
Thank you very much for Mr. Hefu and Mr. Carl. After listening your debates, I think that is very wonderful, and I really get a lot of knowledge from your talkings. And that give me a really deep impressions on whether we should build a nuclear power station in KCity. Mr. Carl, even though the nuclear power station has some shortcomings, such as it will cost expensive monies on early stage, and it has high risk on accident hazards. But we still cannot ignore that the nuclear power station still have some excellent characteristics, such as it will save cost in processing and has a perfect environmental and is reduce the polluted emissions. And more important, that we can ensure the energy security in our M state. So I agreed to Mr. Hefu to build the nuclear power stations in K cities. Oh, thank you very much for two guests to attend our program. Have a good day, Mr. Hefu and Carl. Thank you very much. See you next government open days. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Well, the notion of the smart grid is using what we have better, making do with what we've got and not build so much new infrastructure.
Software at the gateway between generation and transmission can solve that problem.
A smart grid is actually a bunch of smart devices connected over a network to a bunch of computers. And the computers crunch all this data and then are able to optimize the system.
What we're working on is helping utilities see what's actually happening in real time in terms of the flow of electricity between all those devices. Benefits the consumers, benefits the environment, all because of things we can now see that we couldn't see before.